Hi everyone, Andrew Eaton here, and today what I'm going to be doing is teaching you how the very basics of the Skil Dragon Entertainment Inc. compensation plan works in terms of the direct commissions and the money you make out of the binary. So the very first thing you should realize is that a Skil Dragon Entertainment Inc. product package or the lead costs a once-off $600. Now, when you sell one of those packages to anyone directly, your commission on that is $150. Now, what's exciting about that, if you do the maths, is that in order to break even as quickly as possible, what you would need to do is learn from in our system how to use the tools to bring on 4 more league owners times $150 equals $600, and that's that over there, right there, is your break-even point on the money that you spend to become a Skil Dragon Entertainment Inc. Challenge Dragon League owner. All right. So if you're looking at this video right now and you're saying, how do I break even as quickly as possible? Speak to the person who brought you on board, speak to your leadership team and ask them how to help you, train you up with the tools that we have within here in My Fortune Dragon, to help you bring on 4 people as quickly as possible to get to that break even point. That's a different training video, but that is how the direct commission can help you. Right, so let's talk now about the money that you make out of the binary. Skil Dragon Entertainment Inc. runs a binary compensation plan, and basically this is how it looks. If this is you over here, your objective is to build 2 teams. One left team, one right team. Okay? So the first objective is using your My Fortune Dragon tool is to bring on board 2 new Skil Dragon owners. One left team, one right team. Now obviously you know that the first thing that's going to happen once you do that is that you will make $150 direct commission from that person and $150 direct commission from that person. Let's call them Joe and Mary. So already you've made yourself $300. Okay. Now what you might not know is that every single package, every single league, let's call them leagues, every single league that gets sold within your network, and it doesn't matter who sells them, but every single league that gets sold in your business brings in what we call 450 CV points. CV standing for commissionable volume. Alright? Now every time your business has 900 CV in it, listen to this, with a minimum of 300 CV in the one team and 600 CV in the other team, you cycle. And every time you cycle, you make $50. So let's have a look at the scenario right here now. You've brought in Joe and you've brought in Mary. You've made your $300, $150, $150 each on the direct commissions. Mary's league purchase has brought in 450 points into your right team, and Joe's for Challenge Dragon League purchase has brought in 450 to your left team. So you have 900 points in your business. So tick that box. But as you can see, on the left team you do have more than your 300 points required, but on your right team you still don't have the 600 points required. So that means another sale by anyone in your right team has to happen, or even in your left team has to happen, in order for you to have the 306 splits or the 300-600 split. Doesn't matter which way around it is. Okay, so one more sale has to happen. So let's look at what happens now. Let's say using the myfortunedragon.com sales tool, which you are watching, which you obviously have access to because you're watching this. Let's say we help John sell his first league, and he's going to sell it to a gentleman called Peter. Now, who makes the $150 direct commission here? You or Joe? Joe does, because it was his sale. So he makes $150 commission, which I'm just going to put here. But it brought in another 450 commissionable volume into your left team. So if you add that 450 plus that 450, you now have 900 points in your left team, and you've got 450 points in your right team, which is more than the required 600-300 split. So you just made yourself $50. If you look what happens here, 900 points minus 600, meaning that there's still 300 points left over in your left team, and in your right team, you still have 150 points left. Okay, let's go to the next page. How do you cycle again? So there's you, there's Joe, there's Mary. Joe sold to Peter. After all that sales happened, you had cycled, you made $50. There's still 300 CV left in your left team. And there's 150 CV left in your right team. So if you look over here, there you qualify for your cycle. There you still need some points. You still need 450 points in your right team in order to have the 300-600 split, in order to have your 900 points to cycle as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly what we did for Joe. We're going to help Mary sell her first lead using the My Fortune Dragon tool, because that's the duplicatable tool. So using that, we help Mary sell her first package, and we're going to say she sold it to her friend Sally. Sally had a look at the My Fortune prospecting tool. She loved what she saw. She phoned Mary back. She said, I love what I see. Mary then put her in front of her, in front of you, because you know what you're talking about, and your leadership team. And we helped Mary help Sally purchase a Challenge Dragon lead. It brought in Mary made $150 here. It was her sale, but it brought in another 450 points CV into your business. So 450 plus the remaining 150 from the previous cycle is 600 in your right team, and you've got the 300 in your left team. There's your 6-3 split. You've just made yourself another $50 on other people's efforts. Now let's have a look and see how this plays out over the long term. Let's assume that 3 months from now, you have 10 people in your business. And this is obviously assuming that it's all perfectly aligned left and right, people. These are the assumptions. But let's assume that you have 10 people in your business a month from now. And in that given month, they all make one sale, which is 450 CV, which equals 4,500 CV. Now to find out how many times you're going to cycle in this perfect world, you've got to divide that 4,500 by 900. Okay? So 4,500 divided by 900, because that will determine the cycle. Okay? Equals 5 cycles. Let's work this out. 900, 1, 8, 3, 6, 4, 5. 4 cycles. So on other people's efforts, you've just made, in that given month, another $200 in commission from other people's efforts. Other people's efforts. Okay. Now let's have a look what happens 6 months from now. You have 100 people in your business. They each make one sale a month. Just one. Remember John Paul Getty said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So you've got 100 people that make one sale in that month, times 450. That equals now 45,000 CV, which came into your business in that month. To find out how many times you cycle, you divide by 900. That's 50 cycles times $50. And in that beginning month, on other people's efforts, people, this is passive residual income. You've just made yourself another $2,500, dollars. Other people's efforts. That excludes any of the money that you might be making from the games and any other money that you might be making from your own personal sales and the direct commissions that come in. Let's take it a year down the line. You've now got 1,000 people in your business. They each make one sale that month, which brings in 450 CV. that equals 450,000 CV that came into your business. To find out how many times you cycled, you divide by 900. That equals 500 cycles, people, times $50. In that given month, if everyone in your business just made one sale, your income would be $25,000 that month. Now, I don't know about you over here, this is financial freedom. Once again, let me emphasize, this is excluding the money that you could be making from your gains and excluding the money that you're making on your own activity in terms of the direct bonuses. So that is how the cycle works. That's how the cycle bonuses work. Understand that the left and right legs need to be balanced. 300 on the one team, 600 on the other team every time you cycle. So you cannot have a scenario, by the way, where you have one leg with 450,000 points, CV, and 0 here. All you're doing is accumulating points, but you're certainly not making money. You need to build both teams. And one thing that I did leave out right in the beginning, in order to qualify to earn from the cycle bonuses, you do need to have one personally signed up league owner in each team. So doesn't matter where they are in that team, as long as you have at least one personally signed up league owner. One thing is a little addendum that I just like to put here. There are a couple of countries around the world where at various times during during the year where the company with Skil Dragon might be running some specials. Okay, as an example, they could be running a special whereby instead of people having to purchase the league for $600, they might be able to purchase it for $400. Now the exciting thing here is obviously that your direct bonus there would still be $150. That's very generous for the company. But obviously the company cannot also be paying a 450 CV on a $400 purchase instead of a 600. So the addendum here is then to work out how many times you're going to cycle. Instead of it being 450 CV that comes in per sale, it is now only 200 CV. So depending on what country you are in, and depending on whether at that stage the company is running a special, to work out your CV, do not be surprised if they're running a special that you don't see the 450, but you see the 200 CV reflecting. Right, so that's it for me for now on the binary compensation plan. I hope it's making sense for you. If you are still a little bit unsure of it, then it's time for you to go and chat to someone in your team in a leadership position who can sit down and explain this in a little bit more detail. But those are the basics of how our binary compensation plan works. Thank you and see you on the next video soon.